Roger EUC and your battery's low. That's not good. Okay. Hello, I am Roger EUC and I'm going to give you a tutorial today on how to do a mTen4 battery pack consolidation. That is two 300 watt-hour battery packs into one mTen4, which would have been an S before. Now it'll be a Super S. So, reason you would want to do this is if you have an mTen4S and you are able to either buy a secondary pack or somebody gives you an extra pack, it'll double your range, and you'll also have a very fast charging mTen4 and an mTen4 that can put out more current than any other mTen4, which we're still limited by the main board, but still, it's a cool thing. So, step one is going to be, take your mTen4 apart. So, I'm going to do this here, and hopefully I'm not too lazy to fast forward through this part in post-processing of this video. So, these are all the other clips. Let's see here. You know what? I'll teach you what this is. Make sure you can't ask first. Okay. So, I'll usually enough, but there's not quite like acid. Not too nice, I will. Take this guy and put it back here. Try not to cover any spots with different screws. Much better. Alright, and looks like this one's doing a bit of light. So, the battery pack is hidden. These were hidden underneath the main board. So, secret there, but it's not. The easiest thing I'll get to as far as stuff that's in here. So, the top is held by 6 screws. The main board is held in place by 4 more Phillips head screws. After super easy to get to, once you take off these 6 screws. All these screws are the same as each other, and this top feels like something off because they collapse something to the wires. So, I'm going to use that top to hold all the screws for safety and clear. So, there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 screws until you get to see your hidden battery pack. And the way you get to it is, let's see, I'm going to unplug the tail light. Now, a lot of the time these little white things that the plugs go into come off with the plug. Don't panic if that happens, it's no big deal. Just shove it back on in the same orientation it was when you started. Here is the main board coming on out. So I am unplugging that and turning it on now. Ooh, now nothing left. Okay, now we've got the phase cables and the hall sensor. Siliconed in there. Okay, once all that's out, we're kind of good to go. So I'm going to flip it onto its right side because that's where all the connections are for the main board. So now the main board gets to relax a little bit. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is pry out these little foam bits with a flathead screwdriver. I'll be back in 43 minutes. Okay, so it doesn't matter what kind of screwdriver. So all we're really doing is these two foam blocks exist on the mTen4S. Put a screwdriver in there, they pop up nicely. All they are is spacers to keep the battery from jiggling around inside of the little opening here. So there are yeah, it's probably not going to be so difficult for you. But then again, it might be. Alright, so here are the two foam blocks, which are not going to get reused, at least not in their entirety. So now the next thing we're doing is pretty easy. There's the battery. So this is going to be kind of a stopping point in the video because the next thing we're going to have to do is make two of these batteries fit inside that cavity. And as it stands now, two of these batteries won't fit. So I'm going to keep you there for a second. I'm going to go grab my second battery here and show you what we need to do. So, here is the donor battery. I have stripped off all the shrink wrap and foam from the outside of it, and you will notice there is a plug on each of the batteries, and there's only one plug on the main board, so two ways that can be dealt with. That's a Y harness for each of the plugs, or we can do something simpler, which is actually way more complicated, but that is what I'm going to do, which is I'm going to remove the BMS from one of these things and then consolidate both packs parallel style onto one BMS. So I'll be back in a second after I get my little soldering station set up so I can remove this BMS. Alright, so now I've got my soldering station. I set it to 450 degrees because I have kind of a, I don't know, not a very meaty tip. Got a little extra solder to you know, make it thermally conductive, but I'm just going to heat up each one of these things. If this is a, let's see, this is a 20 cell pack, there should be 21 solder points. So that's because there's one on the front and back of each cell. So let's start. And when I do start, this thing is going to start beeping, which it's a lot of fun. It's an annoying beeping sound, but something we got to deal with. Ay, ay, ay. It's going to do that for a while. Okay, so once all the noises stop, that means the BMS can actually just be kind of peeled away. I think it's funny that it made that noise again. I don't know if you heard it on the video. Alright, so the BMS has the 21 connections and 2 temperature sensors. Man, this thing will just make noise over nothing. It's so, I don't know, I guess that's good. Oh, looks like I missed one of the big leads. I'm guessing the BMS has the B- labeled here as a big fatty connection, which is good. So that's the one I should try to disconnect first next time. But we don't get any more beeping this entire day because this pack is the only one getting the BMS disconnected. Everything else is going to be connected live in real time. No, so we're just soldering to, I don't know if they call them hot cells or live cells or whatever, but it will be connected to another pack, one cell at a time. with matching voltage. So not a big deal in that regard. So we made sure to charge both packs to full before we did this. So this is no longer going to be used. So we are going to take each of these little things and hit it with a new nickel strip and bridge it all the way across, like so, to the same connecting points on this pack. So to do that, obviously we got to undress this pack, get all the way down to the innards of it. So that's just, I guess we could do it on tape, not that exciting, but so first, this little stuff you're saying because we're going to shove it into the wheel and camera because it won't work. You don't want the battery and you don't have to run stock 50 and then 4 comes around. Let's see here. Section. Yeah, get all this stuff. All right. So I've made the other pack naked, peeled off all the outside stuff. I counted out 21 nickel strips. I chose to use pure nickel because the people that seem to know what they're talking about tell me that that's much better than the cheap crap. So personally, I would only worry about using the good stuff at the you know, the positive and negative lead, and then I'd use the cheap crap everywhere else. But when resistance is being introduced, I guess that means that the pack might not balance exactly right and blah blah blah, and this particular wheel is not mine, so I might as well do things a bit better. Besides, how much could this little nickel strip stuff actually cost? Let's see here. I take all these first, and then I put them on top of the old side blocks on the inside. It's all the way from the other. But it's not weird, so should be nice and easy to install. Obviously, these things are sorry, no problem. I'm dropping flush everything. This is pretty easy thing right now. So pulling through and then I have a sorry, but still, I was trying to top one of the videos. There! So, this is probably one of those parts of the video I faster to but those of you that are watching videos know I don't let anything raw. I did it. Okay. Which are nice. So, I remember reminding me this way instead of soldering. So, things are pressed on top of the blocks. Yeah, they look great, especially downsides. We'll find the weird things. Not something necessary for us to do. So, my plan here is to melt each little section, drop the nickel strip into it, and then drop solder on top of it, and that should get nice. Nice control through. Let's pull down. Let's see. Once it's on, it's on my computer. Could do something a little extra. Push that outside that way. Get a little more hinges. Yeah. This go down there, and this hold in place. More rules. Okay, this one is the big old navy for that, so a little extra solder there. And the extra package of these monsters. And that's not my solder, which is not a big deal to be honest. Still, here's some things to go because these are going to be the yeah. So let's see how this goes. So we're going to hold that on the outside, and then this one, then we're straight down, and I'm going to do the thing, and then I'm going to cut off. So, all sorry, and all sorry. Okay. That was just, yeah. Nice, put down there, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to do it beforehand. So do that. Is it strapping up? Yeah. Okay, 100% maybe. Yeah, good. So, please, yeah, this is not. Okay, so this is what I came up with. So we've got the nickel strips from each tab going to each little spot over here. I recommend when you do this, take a little something and just like test each of them, make sure they're good. Be kind of careful on those little tabs because they're kind of weak, but just make sure everything's connected nice. You can kind of tell on the top that was all existing solder, so it should all be good. Little flux dripping down from my rosin core stuff. But yeah, see, everything looked good. So this is now ready to be protected in some way and put into the wheel. Haven't figured that part out yet, but I'll throw my eyeballs in it, and once I get something thought of, then I'll record it when I'm doing it. Okay, so like I usually do, I went a long time without recording anything. I did all those little soldery thingies. I got the battery pack wrapped and put it in, and I saw that, you know, the top and the bottom, the foam, same distance as before. and I couldn't find nice foam for the sides, so I shoved the pack to one side and I took some of this foam and cut strips and shoved it in with a screwdriver so the thing will not bounce around. You can see the thing's on now, so it's working. I'm gonna finish sealing it up and I'll, I don't know, turn it on, show you it charges and all that stuff here in a minute. All right, so now, battery put back in place. The only thing that I did that was weird is the top foam piece of the battery, which is this thing. I actually removed it because it was sort of too thick. I had trouble getting the main board on. I'm guessing maybe the middle part of the main board was narrower and the outside edges had some extra meat on it, so I just took some of this other foam and cut it to size for in there. The wheel right now is charging. It should take twice as long to charge as a normal mTen4S, but at the same time, if you make yourself an adapter to plug in a fast charger or have a fast charger for this thing, then I think they say you could put something like, I don't remember what they said. It's a crap load of amps, I'm pretty sure was the technical term they passed along. So you can charge this pretty much at the same rate as you could charge your Master Pro, which is a little weird. I don't know why they're not doing faster charging big wheels, because that's what really matters. But anyway, this little experiment is done and successful, and I think the headache quotient on it turned out to be around 2 hours. So if you decide to undergo this, I would equate it, as far as mountain biking trails go, to a black diamond, whereas, I don't know, putting side pads on your wheel would be a green. I think that's a good way for doing technical stuff on your wheel. I'll equate everything I do from now on to a difficulty and trail difficulty. So this was a black diamond repair or improvement or modification. There may be simpler ways to do it if packs come to you pre-wired, pre-done. So I'm not providing the service, but maybe some people will let you send you their 300 watt-hour pack and send you back a 600 watt-hour pack, and you pay the difference. But that's not what I'm doing here. I'm doing it the crazy headache way. Anyway, it's been fun. It's been real fun. So I need a nice little outro saying thing, but I don't have one yet, so I'll catch you on the trails. Bye, guys.